Hi guys. Today we're going to use our friend Magneto, and we're going to do some Central City bounties. Let's show the space a bit. You guys usually see the bases where I have my armories. This is where essentially I go to use the broker, at least with some characters. So it's a bit different than my base with all the armories. There's a few nicer statues, uh, some of the big portraits. This one looks especially good. I really enjoy this statue. So let's go to Central City to get the poster. Let's see. I usually take a quick look if I can find one, either Abra or Zoom in Central City before I get started. In this video, we're going to do the bounties in Gotham, and the next I'll probably do then another video about the. Oh, there's our friend Zoom. I was planning to do this with the Flash, since these are the rogues, is Rogues Gallery, but Flash isn't quite ready to deal with those guys yet. It's not powerful enough. As you can see, Zoom is combat rating 72, and it's more than just having a character that's a combat rating 72. It's a combat rating 72 for a full group uh, of at least 6 players, I would say. So it's more than just bringing the Flash to combat rating 72. Ideally, maybe bring him a bit higher than that, maybe 75, 80. Although again, it depends on the powers. For an electric DPS, I wouldn't be surprised if I need to bring the Flash up to combat rating 80. But just as a comparison, this Magneto character could defeat the bounties at combat once he reached combat rating 70. But I have another character, the Phantom, who had to be combat rating 80, if not 85, before he even had a chance with the bounties. So the weapon, the character overall, it makes a big difference. One of the main difference, I guess, between my Magneto and my Phantom is that Magneto is a lot more survivability than the Phantom, thanks to his various shields. So cycling through the let's say through the shields, then cycling through his supply drops, then through his potions. By cycling through all those, Magneto could survive until the end of the fight, where the Phantom just could not. By about halfway through the fight, uh, my Phantom would be out of juice. And as you can see, I still enjoy traveling the old-fashioned way. I could have teleported to one of my base, which is pretty much where I'm going, but I kind of like going through the watchtower and the various police station. So ideally, I would have wanted to do this with my Flash character, but I've been putting off the bounties for way too long. Essentially, I've been playing for 4 years, So when the bounties were first added to the game, I was playing the game, but I never really took the time to work on them bounties. I will highlight the area so that it helps you out. It helps you understand where I'm going. Sadly, I've done these a little too much that I pretty much know by heart where they are. Sadly. So anyway, so for the longest time, I would say, I have time to do those bounties. I have time to do those bounties. And then at some point, we reach a point where getting a group together to do the bounties was not really an option. No, nobody was doing those bounties anymore. So you pretty much had no choice but to solo them. Oh, there's our friend Boomerang. Oh, that was quick. And also, I was ending up in a situation where I had like 100, I don't know, 50 bounties on my Phantom character, 150 bounties on my Magneto, 150 bounties on my Galactus, 100. So essentially, through all my characters, I had, I don't know, 1,000 bounties, but none of them had actually, but none of them had actually reached like 250 bounties yet, or in some cases even 100. So I decided to not do it every day, but to at least do it a couple of times a week with my Magneto, so that I can actually get the feats eventually. I'm almost up to 250 now, so if all goes well today, I should cross that mark. And there goes our friend Boomerang. So next in line will be, oh, wrong place. Next in line will be our friend the Pied Piper. So let's get going. So sadly, after doing those hundreds of times, those and the villain ones, by now I pretty much don't pick up any collections anymore, unless it's certain specific collections. So once you've done those, or even the villain ones, many hundred times, you pretty much know by heart where to find them. If you get started, I would suggest don't be shy about using Google at first when you really don't know where they are. Eons ago, it was easier because there would be like six, eight of us, and we would split in every direction. And as soon as one of us would find it, then we would call it to the others. Would say, "Hey, he's here," and then everyone would go there, and we'd defeat it together. But now you have no choice. You have to solo those. And finding all them bounties by yourself when you're not sure where they actually spawn, it's not the most fun thing. So I would suggest don't be shy to use your friend Google to find the location of those bounties. Because and at first, even with Google, you will look up for them a bit. After a while, you kind of learn where they are and where they spawn, and you learn to spot them pretty quick. There it is. As you can see, we're pretty close to the villain safe house, so let's be extra careful, as Bilbo would say. And you can see that even though I'm twice his combat rating, it still take a bit to take out the old Piper off. And when he does this, there's nothing you can do. You can't break out. You can't do anything. You just have to wait for it to pass. So there we go. And there we go. So we're doing some bounties today. So thanks for joining us. So the next one in line will be our friend. Oh, wrong one. Will be our friend, the Trickster. So all those we saw last year. We saw the Trickster last year. We saw the Pied Piper last year. We saw the Camped Boomerang last year. We saw Zoom, obviously. Well, we saw Reverse Flash. Anyway, same difference, I suppose. And one trick to try and spot them using your minimap is that usually there'll be a single red dot. Once in a while, they will be amongst a group of enemies, but usually they're pretty much standing by themselves. And also some are easier than others. So once you reach combat rating 70, it's possible that you're going to be able to only defeat a few of them, that you're not going to be able to defeat all of them. Before we go see Heat Wave, let's go take a little something. On our way to Heat Wave, we're going to pick up this little poster here. That's for the what is known as the M bot or the G bot, depending on who you play with. At some point, it would lead to a bit of confusion. Like some of us would refer to it as the M bot, and people would go like, "Well, what's the M bot?" And when we would tell them, they would say, "No, no, that's the G bot." Anyway, so the last one will be Heat Wave for Gotham, and then we'll go do the bot. As you saw, I was pretty lucky so far. I was able to find them pretty quick. Essentially, there's about half a dozen locations you can find the bounties. Sometimes you get, like tonight, I got really lucky. I pretty much got them on the first try, or well, or close to it. But sometimes you have to look through all the locations, and sometimes you go through all the locations and they didn't spawn yet for whatever reason. So you may have to go 2, 3 times through all the location before you can finally find the bounty you're looking for. So when that happens, don't worry, it happens. So usually the bounties are by themselves, so it could happen that it would be here, but if you see like a bunch of cultists here, odds are that the bounty's in there. The same for over here. There's a spot where there's a lot of Brainiac robots, but usually when the bounty is there, he's pretty much on his own, like in the middle here. But if you see like a bunch of robots like here, the bounty is in there. Again, a bunch of robots. Sometimes he's right over here. I guess not. Now let's check the diamond heist. Nope, no diamond heist. So let's go through again. It could be that someone defeated him, I don't know, 3 minutes ago and he just didn't spawn back yet. Or it could just be that there's maybe one spot that I'm misremembering where he could be. It happens. I'm getting old, I guess. My memory isn't what it used to be, which is sad. So he's not here. Sometimes also you have to wait a few seconds. Like as you saw, it used to be that things would spawn automatically, pretty much. Like I would get into an area and everything would be spawned already. Everything would be rendered. But nowadays takes a couple of seconds before things render. And I know that when I bring that up, people go, "Ooh, a few seconds," as if it's nothing, but it's a big deal. Before long, it'll be a few minutes. Sometimes he's over here. Cultists. So I guess we're paying the price now. It was too easy to find all the others. Now Karma decided it'll take forever for a heat wave. But it's okay. We'll survive this. Well, and lately I've collected a lot of exhibits because as I look for the bounties, I keep on finding exhibits. Like you can see, I found a lot of them. Did not really need to farm for exhibits lately. So essentially, as you start going from spot to spot, at some point you start wondering, could he be somewhere else that I don't know about? So a good trick is if you're not sure, you just fly around and look for enemies that are by themselves, like just one single red spot. Usually it's a freaking a thug or a saboteur or something like that. But once in a while, it will be the guy you're looking for. Usually on a rooftop, depending on the bounty. Like I don't think Eat Waves is on a rooftop, so I pretty much know like this is going to be a thug. But when you're looking, it doesn't hurt to just do a small detour and make sure. What else are you gonna do anyway? You're looking for the guy anyway. And as you look, you gather exobits and end up with stacks and stacks of the little things. Well, yeah, just flying around looking for. That's Iron Kurtin. Not sure why you cannot target it sometimes. Takes I don't know, a few seconds before you can even target it. Well, let's go see on top. Probably another saboteur. It's probably yeah, a robot. And the bounties do walk around, so sometimes yeah, they'll be a little bit outside of the actual zone. So if you don't find them, don't be afraid to look a tiny bit outside the zone. It might help you catch them or find them. So it's a cross between. Ah, there he is. So let's go and find the bounties on Arkham Island. I still remember the days when we would get full raid groups to try and find and defeat those bounties. Sadly, nowadays, no one needs those bounties anymore. Again, the only way you can actually do these right now is you have to solo them. There's no miracle there. That's pretty much true for most of the bounties. Once in a while, you'll find someone, maybe one or two other people who also need the bounties, but as a rule, you pretty much have to do them on your own. So sometimes it's over here, sometimes it's in the courtyard. Again, usually it's a single red dot standing by itself. So it's usually not that difficult to spot, even if all you do is fly around, going in circles. Of course, it kind of helps if you sort of kind of know where they usually spawn and fly in those areas. Again, there's about half a dozen different places where it happens. Like this little hill usually is one of those, but not today. Or there's over there. Not today. So let us see. Pretty sure it's not here, but again, what else are we gonna do? We already checked most of the spots where it usually is. So let's try some where I don't remember seeing them. Like here, we should have a bunch of those are shriekers. So pretty sure it's not here. They're not really amongst the other mobs. Not really here either, although there is an exhibit. They're usually fairly easy to spot. And there's a few variations. I don't know if it's only the color that's different, or if there it is, or if they have different abilities. So here's the M bot. This is not quite the last bounty we can do though. There's a Raven in the Gotham Wasteland that we can also solo. But Raven is, if I'm not mistaken, is pretty much the last one. Then after that, there's Superman or Doctor Light, and the Metropolis Battle Zone. Those, there's no way to actually solo them. At least I wasn't able to. Although I haven't tried in a while. But even at 141, pretty sure I would be no match for them. And there we go. So let's play our favorite game, and let's check what's in the boxes. Oh, and we got our feet. Oh, that's nice. So let us see. Yeah, the next one is 500. Why am I not surprised? So sadly, if I had done all the bounties with only one character, I wouldn't have defeat already. But I never really bothered to do it with only one character. I would do a few on one and a few on the other, and I guess it was just a matter of which character I was playing, and I would do the bounties with that character. Ah, well. So let's see what's in the box. Let's try here. Let's see what's in the box. Victory token, shoulders. Pretty sure we'll already have that. Another token. Probably a soda. I didn't notice. Let's see. Yeah, I got Compound Omega. Token. Some exhibit clusters. And so let's consume our victory tokens. Let's go.
Hello.
Hi there. Hi there. Let's go see in Central City if Abracadabra will be there. Took me a long time to be able to solo Abracadabra. When he does his big attack, it would even blocking wouldn't help.
How are you?
I'm good, and you? So
Indeed, thanks.
Okay. So Abracadabra was the hardest one yet to solo. His big attack would pretty much kill me, and I tried using my telekinetic shield to protect myself. I tried blocking and using the shield, and nothing would work. The only thing that would actually work would be to keep my distance and hope to be far away enough from him not to be hit by his attack. But sooner or later, he would do his attack, and I would be a bit too close, and I would die. So for a long time, Abra was not not I wasn't able to do Abra by myself. It's probably only around well, I was about to say it's probably around combat rating 100 something that I was able to defeat him. But it's more like I only tried defeating him, but I think it was 113 when the first time I managed to defeat him on my own. But like from combat rating 95 to 113, I didn't really try to defeat him. Although the nice thing about Abra is that you pretty much see him spawn from pretty far. He has this like magical blob that appears as he's trying as he appears. But it doesn't seem to be here. Or is he? I'm not sure how long it takes for him to spawn. Some people say it takes 10 minutes. And like if there's no one in the zone, he will not spawn. And then 10 minutes later, after being in the zone, he will spawn. But there's time I've been here by myself and Zoom or Abra were already in the zone. So I'm not sure if someone else just left the zone as I was entering, and that's why the bounties were there right away. Could be, I suppose. But it never hurts to just look around a bit and try and find them. Of course, there were times when I would find them where I didn't really mean to. And here's one of my favorite things to do. For that alone, having super strength, all kinds of awesome. It's not very useful, but it's very fun. The few times that you can actually do something with it, it is fun. I wish there was more trucks or things like that that you could throw around. That it would actually be a bit more powerful. Like that's pretty much useless. The time you take to pick up the truck and throw it would have done 3 weapon mastery combos during that time. So throwing things around, not really an effective way to do damage at all. Oh well, it doesn't seem to be here. One good spot to try and find the bounties is right here. Essentially, from here you pretty much can do can see two places. Like you pretty much can see over there, and you can see over there if they're going to spawn. Maybe over there too, depending on where they spawn. So if you don't feel like flying around, just standing here for a bit might do the trick. But oh well. I was thinking of maybe stopping the video and doing the Metropolis bounties a bit later. But I think I'll just take a minute or two. Uh, I'll just take a minute or two, and then I'll do the Metropolis bounty right after. So just give me a minute or two, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. So let's do one more round here just to be sure. And if we don't see anyone, we'll go to Metropolis.
Do you play on PS4, PS3 or on PC?
PS4 and PC, but right now it's a PS4. We have a friend. Oh well. I guess we're going to go to Metropolis. Maybe one more pass. I started playing on PS3, but then I had some friends who started playing on PC. So I started playing also on PC with my friends, but my PC wasn't a very powerful PC at the time. It was good enough to do what I needed to do to use Photoshop and programs like that. But to play games, it really wasn't ideal. So essentially, when I would play with my friends, I would play on PC, and when I would play by myself, I would play on PS3. And that's pretty much how it was for quite a while. And then when I upgraded my PC, it pretty much became a matter of depending on which character I wanted to play, or depending on which friend I would be playing with. If I played with my PC friend, obviously I would play on PC, and if I played with my PS3 friends, I would play on PS3. And early this summer, I bought a PS4, so now I play on PS4 as opposed to PS3. But sadly, pretty much most of my friends are gone. I thought all of them were gone, but there's one that sort of came back, and I made a few new friends since. I wasn't sure if I wanted to rebuild my friend list again. Uh, Essentially, I pretty much gathered a pretty large group of friends in the first I don't know 3 years, 2 years, 2 years, 3 years that I was playing, essentially until Origin Crisis. I think it was 2 years. So the first 2 years I
I'm
played,
getting
I
a PS4 soon, maybe we can play together one time.
sure, I'm always open to playing with people. I did a few I did a few missions, a few alerts, not too long ago with a brand new friend, and it was kind of fun. Should I go here or Chinatown? Let's go to Chinatown first. So let's go to Striker first to get the poster for the S spot, and we'll do that in reverse this time. We'll start with the S spot, and then we'll do Wither Wizard and the top, and then Captain Cold.
Be right back.
No problem.
Steelworks, my workshop and my home, is under attack. T.O. Morrow and his legion of Oolong robots have infiltrated the factory grounds, ransacking my research. I've been able to hold them off so far, but they've unleashed a siege robot
So
capable
again,
of
depending on who you were playing with, some people would call it the O bot for the Oolong bot, and others would call it the S bot for the Siege bot. So it was a bit confusing at first, but once you get used to it, you figure out what people are talking about. So I figured, since I'm doing the bounties, I might as well do the robots also. Not sure if I have, not sure if I have the feed for the styles. Didn't really check, but at worst it gives an alternate reward box, so it's not a total loss. I mean, it's kind of fun fighting them robots. Reminds me when they were very difficult to defeat, even with a full group. Oh, there it is. Uh, my mass levitation is supposed to be a block breaker, but it doesn't seem to work to block break our friend. It happens. But as you can see, even though I used up my power bar uh, casting master levitation a couple of times for no reason, I'm able to quickly regenerate my power, which always makes me puzzling a bit when I see mental DPSs or even quantum DPSs. Like there was one yesterday, the day before, who would burn through his powers pretty quick. And I didn't quite understand because as quantum, when I play quantum DPS, I don't need a controller to refill my power bar. My bar is always full. And as you saw, as a mental DPS, the same is true. Essentially, you can refill your bar as quickly or even more than what you actually use. So when I see mental DPSs or quantum DPSs, or there were quite a few atomic DPSs who would burn through their power bar in one rotation, and I truly don't understand that. Because as you can see, you can spam your powers and keep your bar full. Oh, there's an evil villain right there. Oh yeah. I guess I should be grateful that he did not jump me while I was fighting the Wither Wizard. But seeing how the fight went, it probably would not have mattered. But still, it's nice that he waited. Not too long ago, there was these two guys who tried to jump me. I think it was Wither Wizard again. I guess they assumed that I would be too busy fighting the wizard. That them two guys plus the wizard would be enough to take me down. Sadly for them, they were literally no match for me. Not because I'm the greatest player there ever was. I probably was overgeared compared to them. And luckily for them, I did not feel the need to do like way too many players and teabag them. That seems to be the favorite sports of a lot of players to teabag other players, which is always a little sad when you see that. But what can you do? So again, same drill as in Gotham. Essentially, you look for the. No, that's probably not it. You look for the one NPCs that are by themselves. But usually, sometimes, like I see just one red dot, but it's those damn cultists. There's one on top, which is probably a saboteur. Nice will be here. I've seen the little bugger way too many times. Sometimes could be here. Hi there. Just doing a few bounties in Metropolis. I did those in Gotham already. The Central City bounties. So right now we're looking for the top. This might help a bit. Oh, wrong one. So let's see. Wanted the top. And let's collect our friendly exhibit here. Could this be it? Oh yeah. So there's our friend at top. So let's get started. So essentially we're almost done. We have the top, Captain Cold, and if we're lucky, maybe we'll get Abracadabra. We'll see. So earlier tonight we got the 250 defeat for defeating 250 bounties or wanted. So I guess 250 more to go. So let's select our friend Cold. Let's see how many more do we have left. So as you see, it's the only bounty I have left. So 254, and I did two already. One more to go. So yeah, not bad. So at an average of 8 bounties a day. It'll take us a while. I'm saying 8 because in Central City usually you're lucky if you find one of them, and trying to find the two Central City bounties doesn't happen all that often. Like it happens once in a while, but it's not something that can happen. Well, technically, it could happen every day if you're willing to spend a lot of time in Central City just doing the bounties until you get both of them. But usually, I try a couple of times. When I don't see the bounties, I just figure I'll do those in Central City and Metropolis, and that's it. And the toughest part is that in Central City, there's no way to know which bounty it'll be. So you can pretty much end up fighting Zoom and Zoom and Zoom, and somehow Abra never shows up. It happens. So you try for a bit, and worst comes to worst, it's just one bounty. So oh, could it be? No, it's not. Another cultist. Sometimes you'll see cold on the side of the river, or well, if not, sometimes you'll see him on the side of the highway or the overpass, I should say. Oh, I heard. I don't I don't bother picking them up anymore. Not really worth it. Let's go see on top. I'm pretty sure that's a saboteur, but we'll see. And there we go.
Get out of here! They will not raise those rates!
Sometimes it's here. Nope. So let's go back down. Where's a Mala in the brain?
I am not the savage Grodd. I am Mala.
It doesn't happen very often that I see those iconics. Not just Mala, but all the iconics. It's a once in a while occasion. So I kind of enjoy it when it happens. So let's see. Gold. Nope. I knew I heard something. Sometimes you'll hear it faintly in the distance if you're wearing headphones. So I suggest if you've never played with headphones, give it a try. It's almost a new experience when you do, and you'll hear things you've never heard before or never really heard before, if it makes any sense. And it makes it so easier to hear the exhibits. It's on the side of the highway. Oh, maybe who's that fella?
I've got the research data and next
Freaking thug. Never say no to an exhibit.
prepared to take a beating from the unstoppable Thanks for Captain the backup. Cruel.
Where is cold? Obviously, there's somewhere I didn't think to check. Let's go see that area. I don't remember ever seeing him there, but you never know. When you go to the spots that you know, if for some reason you still don't see him after a while, you can try some new spots in the off chance that maybe there's one place or the bounty spawns that you don't know about. So essentially, you just fly around and you look for a lone red dot on the map. And I find it a bit strange that we haven't seen any red dots here. There should be plenty of enemies down below. Oh, there they are. They seem to take some time to spawn. That was a problem on PS3. If you would fly too fast, the enemies wouldn't spawn on the map. I wasn't too crazy about that on PS3, and if it does the same on PS4, I'll be a bit unhappy, I must admit. Let's hope it's not a rendering issue that makes us not see cold right away. Damn, Leonard, where are you? Ah, there he is. So as you see, it took him a while to finally spawn. Because we did come here a few times before, but he wasn't there. I think he just did spawn right now. Probably was the ice effect we saw was probably him spawning. So let's go to Central City and try and find Abracadabra, and that should be our last bounty for today. We'll see. Uh, while we're here, let's take a minute to show off the new gear, in case some of you guys didn't see it yet. Uh, Sadly, black on black makes it kind of hard to see. And that's a neat back piece. The belt is okay. Because they don't have the greatest belt there is. And again, the pants black on black. Oh well. It's the effort that counts, I suppose. So let's go to Central City and see if we can find our friend. So there's someone who's already here. So if the theory that you have to be in Central City for them to spawn, hopefully the little guy has been there long enough for the bounties to spawn. And seeing the way he runs around, he's probably looking for the bounties themselves. So if we follow him, we'll probably find it before us. So let's go counterclockwise. Essentially, let's go in the opposite direction that he's going. So as you can see, it takes a bit it takes a few seconds for the enemies to spawn. So I don't dare go too fast. And hopefully if we do see a bounty, it will not be soon. In theory, we have a 50-50 chance, but in practice, it doesn't always go like that. When you do the bounties and you get, let's say, zoom 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row, it's kind of hard to believe that it's truly random. Although it could happen, I suppose. I wish there was some way to try and make them spawn, but so between the two of us, it may speed up things a bit. So usually there's one bounty that sometimes will spawn here, or sometimes it will spawn around here. Although here is, I haven't seen it that often here. The other place is here, usually by the tanker track. Although it could happen that the spawn will run up to here and then come back here, or that it'll run through these little guys down there, just to make it a bit more difficult to find. This year was also another spot, although since they've made the changes to Central City, I don't see it there that often. Same here. And sometimes there's here.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, family drama.
No problem.
What power you using in guessing mental?
Yeah, mental is the one. Essentially, had a group of friends who started playing at some point. I had been playing for about a year at that point, although there was a 6 month gap where work was too crazy and I hadn't played much. So, so I'd been playing for more or less a year, and I have a group of friends who started playing on PS3. So we figured, let's all create a new character and level up together. So I created this little guy, and strangely enough, it pretty much became my main character since then. So I wasn't really planning on making a Magneto character, but it sort of happened. And I took mental because essentially we figured we'd need people of every role. So so we had one tank, we had a couple of healers, and I was the one who picked the controller role because no one else was actually doing it. And I already had a few gadget characters. I tried the Green Lantern power, and I hated the power over time at the time.
Yay, I haven't played in like 6 months. I got a gaming laptop so I can get back into this.
If you didn't play for a while, you'll have a lot of new stuff. So you should have a lot of fun. The new Atomic Power is pretty fun. If you get the chance, you could try it out with your new laptop. Oh well, I guess we won't see Abra today. At last. Oh well, at last we got our last bounty. So let's see what's in the box. Let's see if it's a cloak we can use. Nah. And there we go. So let's go back to our base. So I guess that's going to be it for today. So we did all the bounties with a bit of hard work. So we're up to oh, wrong one. So we have 258 out of 500. So I hope 500 is the last one. I won't want to do this 1,000 times, but you never know. So, but it's the only bounty I have left for fighting for lightning strikes. Fight for the light. Nah, I still have the battery one I have to do. I didn't try that in a long time, so I'm gonna have to try it at some point. So I still, as you can see, I still have plenty of feet to work. Although I have all the feats for Sons of Trigon, but for the rest, I still have plenty of feats to go around. So that's it for now. So hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.